Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Hach and Tomo's Tanucast. Today, we are very happy to be able to stream second Tanucast. So, during this podcast, we will talk about the Katana.
We're gonna talk about the evolution of a Japanese samurai sword in the 13th, 14th, 15th century, which is pretty much in Kamakura era. The Kamakura shogunate ruled the whole Japan. So basically, I'm gonna talk about what happened during the era and how katana is evolved.
Let's go!
So here comes a brief summary of the early history of katana. So basically people started to make curved katanas around 10th century. Before that, as you can see in this picture, the blades are pretty much in straight.
Yes.
They're not curved. It's one of the earliest katana, which is Suiryuken, which was made in like 8th century.
Wow, very, very long time ago.
So katanas, as people see nowadays, started like in around the 10th century. So later on, from the 12th century, Japanese swordsmiths evolved rapidly, in a rapid way and drastic way.
So we will talk about that point more deeply.
Right, we are gonna talk about what happened around the Kamakura period.
And by the way, thank you for coming, James.
Hello, James.
Thank you.
During the era, yes, Japanese swordsmiths evolved rapidly, and katanas gotten sharper, more stubborn, more tougher, and plus even more beautiful.
Sounds
before
awesome.
That. So here come 3 factors that contributed to the evolution. One is that they had more samurais, and influence of Emperor Go-Toba. And the third one is the Mongol invasion.
Oh.
So let me start with Let me start with the first stuff.
Yes.
So basically, starting from 12th century, samurais they had more samurais. Samurais grew in number. Before that, around 11th century, as I told in the last podcast, samurais gained political power, even stronger political power. And they kind of became popular, and of course they needed more manpower, more people, so they grew in number 2. So, and plus, and as they grew in number, of course, poorer samurai, they had more poorer samurais.
Oh.
In terms of numbers.
Sad.
Right. Richer samurais tend to have their own horses, but the poorer ones, not necessarily. They had to walk on their own and fight on foot in the battlefield.
Yes.
So those guys basically preferred katanas, which were easier to handle on your own, unmounted.
I see.
So the demand of katana grew rapidly.
Very reasonable.
Right, so next one is the influence of Emperor Go-Toba. Emperor Go-Toba is born in 1180 to 1239.
I see.
He is not really a samurai. He's an emperor of that era. And he had a great passion in swordsmith.
Wow.
He even made some on his own.
It sounds very, very unique.
It's something really unique in the whole Japanese history.
Yes, because according to my impression, that any kind of high rank people like nobles or emperor doesn't do such foolish things. Just based on my opinion.
Right, basically.
So he's very, very unique.
So he's really unique. He's one really unique emperor. So, and in addition to making some katanas on his own, he even summoned famous swordsmiths from all over the world to make katanas for him.
I see. Interesting.
That's one interesting thing, and it basically encouraged those swordsmiths to exchange their skills and knowledge. Right? They were kind of scattered around Japan.
I see.
Anyway, it was really hard to just meet each other in person. Like they tend to live in far away.
Yeah, I can guess so.
And it took days of travel. And all of a sudden, the emperor summoned them in one place, which is in Kamakura, what's now like right south of Tokyo. And they all get together in one place, so now they can talk to each other, they can see each other.
Wow.
And they can exchange their skills and knowledge.
Very drastic change.
It really stimulated.
Yeah.
It really stimulated the evolution of swordsmithing.
Yeah, very, very reasonable. Interesting.
Right. And the last one is Mongol invasion.
So
yes, like I talked about in the last session. So basically, in the middle of the late 13th century, the Mongols came here to attack Japan.
Yes.
And as samurais fought bravely. And it's gotten out of Japan. But during the fight, they found some weak points of katanas against their armors, because the Mongols mainly used leather armors, which was so different from Japanese armors, and katanas were less effective against them. So swordsmiths later on researched what happened, how katanas got damaged, and how they affected it during the battle. They researched the weakness of the katana revealed in the war, and they made an improvement. Which encouraged the katana to be more effective, even sharper, and even stronger.
I see. Interesting. So fights with the Mongol army gave some kind of
gave us some
idea
insight.
Or things.
Right.
Understand. Interesting.
So from now I'm going to talk about some of the most famous katanas and blades of that era, along with famous swordsmiths.
I see.
So the first one is Awataguchi To-shiro, or To-shiro Awataguchi. It kind of difficult to pronounce in English way.
Yes.
So allow me to say it in Japanese way.
It's okay.
So To-shiro Awataguchi, he is one of the best swordsmiths of Awataguchi school, which was based on Kyoto. What's now Kyoto?
Oh, the red highlighted prefecture.
Right. It's highlighted on the map. It's one really famous school of swordsmith, and To-shiro, you can call him the best of the best.
Wow.
He's best known for his Tanto, which is a shorter version of blade. I'm gonna tell you about it later. Basically, so several of his works still remains today.
Wow.
And 4 of them is national treasure.
Woo.
And 2 of them belongs to imperial family.
Wow. Very awesome work he did.
It really is awesome, and they pretty much are priceless.
Yeah.
So what about Tanto? What exactly is Tanto? They basically are any blade that's shorter than about a foot. They typically don't have a hand guard. And what's unique is that they are usually without any curve, so it pretty much is straight blade.
Yeah.
Short and straight blade. Yes, which which well describes what Tanto is.
I see.
It was really a versatile thing. You can use it for combat, maybe in a war, or you can use it for self-defense. You can bring it whenever a bad guy comes on you. You can fight him with a Tanto, and you can even use it for some daily stuffs.
Oh,
Like maybe
cut the branch or something.
right, cutting some branches, maybe cutting some veggies or fishes or whatever it is. It basically is a dagger knife in Japan.
Oh, I see. Maybe do you think samurai throw this like a short knot?
Possibly.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe one can easily come up with a use. Actually, it shows up in the Ghost of Tsushima. That's what he used for assassination. Stealth kill.
I see.
So here's one of his remaining work, which is called Atsumi To-shiro. It's not counted as one of the Japanese national treasure. What's unique about this Tanto is this thickness. It's almost twice as thick. It's about like half an inch thick. While usually Tanto is like a quarter of an inch thick.
Alright, so yeah, indeed, it's very very thicker than usual Tanto. Interesting.
You know, it's thicker, which made them more durable. So they have special purpose in combat, which was called Yoroi Doshi, which is armor piercer. So it's pretty much used for wars, or battles.
I see.
To fight against anybody who's wearing an armor.
Interesting.
Basically, armors back then, which is like 13th, 14th century, had more like gaps in between all those plates. So you can maybe tackle them, grapple them, pull them out, and stab through the gap.
I see. Makes sense. Because yeah, I remember maybe the
Sakai Jin did the same thing.
Same thing. I saw that scenery a lot of times, and also when we visited the samurai museum, I saw a lot of samurai armors, and there were a lot of gaps between armor pieces. Very interesting. And thank you for coming, Shirafi. Yes, now we are doing Tanucast, kind of podcast.
A shorter podcast session.
Yes.
So for comparison, this is like 13th century armor. And this is like 16th century armor. I think you can already see the whole difference. Like he's got a armored cleave which covers the whole arm, whole hands and arms in the 16th century armor. While the one is in the 13th century, he doesn't have any. You can see those fingers are separate, and it's not really covered and well armed.
I see.
Also, the chest plate covers more surface. Like you can see around his neck, so it's not covered.
Yeah, neck is a very important part in the human body.
Right. So once somebody get close enough to him, he can get easily stabbed by his chest, upper chest or necks. While with this armor, it even covers upper chest.
Yes, right.
It really is effective against grapple. Also, those waist plate, while 13th century one has just one piece.
Mm-hmm.
While 16th century one, he's got all the separate pieces.
Oh, yes.
Form a flexible movement.
Ah, I see. So it also improves not only the guard but also the kind of maneuverability or something.
Right, that's so right.
Interesting improvement.
So here comes the next. My tongue is not really working. I'm so sorry.
So what's next famous katana?
Next famous swordsmith. Rai school.
Rai school.
Right.
So in this case, not specific person.
Not this. Yes, it's a whole school of katana making. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how exactly to call it. Not maybe school or one like long line of style. More like style. I'm not sure.
Anyway.
But yes, it was. This school was led by a family with a name of Rai. And this name kind of ring a bell to Japanese people. Like it doesn't really sound like Japanese. It sounds more like Chinese name.
Yes.
And as the name suggests, many people assume, many theories say that they might have a foreign origin.
Cool.
Like any record, so many records says about the origin of those Rai families. They all got slight differences. While they have all slight differences, they all have something in common. That the Rai family must have some foreign origin.
Interesting.
And among them, the best of the best is the one called Rai Kunitoshi. And this is one of his masterpieces, which is called Hotaru Maru.
Still exists. Wonderful.
Technically, yes, but it's got a long story. So one of the most famous work by Rai Kunitoshi. This katana is known with a mysterious tale of Firefly. Like back in 14th century, his master, one of his master, fought in a war with this Hotaru Maru. He fought so fiercely, and this katana got so damaged. And one day he had a dream while in sleep. In which he saw fireflies gathered around this katana and glue in a mysterious way.
Wow.
And he woke up to find that this katana is totally repaired.
Wow, that must be a miracle.
Yes, that's a famous tale about this one.
It sounds very curious.
It has been long after the war, the 14th century, but it was lost during the chaos of World War II. Right after the World War II, it was lost.
That's kind of unfortunate.
Right, but here's what happened afterward. Like in 2015, a swordsmith in Gifu Prefecture started a crowdfunding project to recreate this katana.
Wow! Interesting.
And after all, the project collected $300,000.
That's a lot.
Right. 3 times the required budget. And they made 3 katanas. Now the one of them lies at a shrine in Kumamoto, which is the hometown of this katana. And one of them went to a museum. And the last one was given to the top supporter. Who donated like $27,000.
That's a lot.
By just one person.
By just one person. Amazing.
he or she must have been a big fan of katanas, I know.
Yes, indeed. Without doubt.
Without doubt, yes. So the last one for today is Goro Nyudo Masamune.
Oh.
It almost is the name of Masamune is almost like a synonym of katanas. Right, he's one of the most famous swordsmiths in Japanese history.
Interesting.
It's a $300,000 US dollars. Yes, James. $300,000.
That's a lot.
Maybe I confused dollars with yens. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's always confusing for us.
It is.
Thank you for your comment. Appreciate it.
While Masamune is probably the most known for swordsmith, his life is pretty mysterious. Nobody really knows where he was born, when exactly he was born, and like how his life was. But anyways, he's so well known of creating what's called the Soshuden style, one of the most basic style of Japanese katana, and which had a great influence of katanas of later era.
Wow.
He actually created this style based on the insight of Mongol invasion.
Good influencer. Nice.
Right. And here comes something that makes him special. He rarely has any inscription on his works, on his katanas.
Wow.
So it's really hard to tell real Masamune from the fake ones. It almost is impossible.
Yeah, must be.
You really have to be careful.
Yeah, challenging.
It really is challenging.
Yeah.
So it's assumed that there are so many fake Masamunes in this world.
Oh, I know this character.
Boys in Japan know the name of Masamune pretty much like Final Fantasies.
Oh,
it's like traditionally it's been some of the strongest blade in a Final Fantasy game.
Oh,
And maybe he's one of the most known.
I see. Wow, very long.
Bearer of this katana. So here comes his Soshuden style.
So, what's the kind of interesting characteristic?
You could say it was Masamune's solution of all the problems of katana before him. Like the Mongol invasion revealed that katanas before that was a little too heavy. A little too heavy to swing. Also, it was not really tough. It would easily broken as you try to slice those leather armors of the Mongols.
That's not great.
So that's what he tried to work on. So he basically improved the way of katana making and made them even lighter.
Wow.
And yet stronger.
Wow.
Yet
tougher.
How
is it possible? Cool.
It really required a high craftsmanship. It really was hard to make. But yes, he made it possible.
Wow.
It really proved his skill.
He possibly might be considered as a magician or something.
Right.
A wizard.
that makes one of the best swordsmiths in Japanese history.
Hey. What's the second thing about the social
And he also made the wife of katana. He also increased the width of katana while making it thinner, so that it was easier to stab.
Hey, I see. Makes sense. Yeah.
Right. So he made those katanas more practical while he made it more beautiful. His works are most known of the beauty of the texture of metal particles.
I see.
So that's pretty much all about Soshuden style. It had a great influence of katana making in the later era.
Yeah, it must have done very big impact on the, how can I say, the other katanas.
It had a huge impact.
After that, yeah.
You could say Masamune pretty much made the foundation of katanas after Kamakura period.
Wow, he did a really good job.
He's done a really good job. And what's interesting about another interesting thing about Masamune is that you can actually, in the US there actually is one Masamune.
Whoa! Cool! Masamune
one of the
hold.
Right, one of the American president, Harry Truman, was given a Masamune sword in like 1946.
Wow, 1946. Hey.
I think it still is in Harry Truman Presidential Library and Museum, but I can't really confirm it.
I'd like to confirm it in person in the future, if possible.
I really want to have a look.
Wow. It's so cool. It has pictures left.
Yes.
Taken
they even
with
have
the
some
katana.
pictures.
Nice.
That's a nice one.
Yep.
And in fact, you can even see Masamune's work even today. Like nowadays, Masamune's descendant, his direct offspring, have a blacksmith workshop in Kamakura, in Kanagawa Prefecture. He's like 24th generation, 24th descendant of Masamune.
Wow, that's long. That's long history.
He's training swordsmith, and he sells, of course, katanas.
Wow, nice, cool.
As well as cooking knives.
Wow.
And scissors for sewing and bonsai trimming.
Hey.
So you can actually buy some daily stuffs there too.
I see. Katana must be very awesome, but maybe I prefer
gonna be really expensive.
Yeah, cooking knives. Maybe it must be more kind of practical and of course more affordable. I believe
pretty much affordable. Like the cheapest one start with like the cheapest one is pretty like less than $100.
Not that bad. Not that bad at all for a handmade, and authentic,
For Masamune blade, for Masamune workshop.
Yeah, sorry, my tongue doesn't work well either. I'm sorry. Wow.
For other cooking knives that are better, they are like $100-200. So it's you can call it a good price. You know, it's Masamune.
Yeah.
You can expect like thousands or millions.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I think so too. Wow, very interesting. It's very wonderful thing that a descendant, kind of, how can I say, kind of bring those Masamune's knowledges and techniques
skills,
to from the Kamakura era and to the present.
It still lives today.
Very
it's
awesome.
So amazing thing.
Yes, that's very wonderful thing. So
yes, his tradition still lives today.
That's very awesome work. That's amazing. Simply.
And yes, this is for today.
Alright. So before closing our today's Tanucast, let me go over the question from James.
Mhm.
Let me scroll up about a little bit more about James always wondered about katanas. Is it true that they need to do blood first before being
Sheathed again.
sheathed again? What do you think, Hutch? Is it gonna myth the stuff, or you think it's actual?
I think it's true.
Oh,
Like you really have to take a real good care of katanas. Or else the blade get easily rusted.
oh,
And bloods have some salt in it. Those salts would definitely corrode the blade itself.
I see.
So you're gonna definitely make it clean up. Plus daily maintenance is gonna be necessary, I think.
I see. Yeah, actually, I remember one scene that Jin Sakai, draw blood out from the katana by his
whenever he put
using
away
his armor.
His blade, yes.
Yeah. So maybe he's trying to make his katana clean as much as possible every time. I just guess.
So it definitely is necessary.
So thank you for your question, James. I appreciate it. So thank you for watching today's Tanucast. We really appreciate it, and thank you very much for your hard work for research, Hutch. I really admire you, and proud of you.
I guess I should practice how to speak.
Yeah, I must accept it.
My brain is not working. Was not working today.
Yeah.
But anyway,
you did a good job. I didn't do a good job.
But anyway, another week done.
Yes.
And we're gonna upload the session to my YouTube channel afterward.
Yes. So if you have another question or any comments, please post it in the YouTube channel. We will check it and. Indeed, and
we try to answer.
We can answer to your question, hopefully. So, and thank you for your comment, Human of Time. Appreciate
Human
it.
of Time, thank you so much.
So today, that's all from our.
Yes, that's pretty much it for today.
So
thank you so much.
And in the US time, I hope you can have good Sunday.
Right, I hope you're gonna have a good Sunday.
Yep. So, until next time?
Yes. Hutch and Tomo signing out.
Yep, thank you!
Thank you so much and we'll see you soon.